Hello. Okay, so I would like to talk really quick about the Bryan Kohberger vegan meat situation here. Okay, so I'm vegan, so naturally I do not like being associated with him. And the thing is, he's not vegan. So, like, this rumor, everyone is wrong about this, and I just have to set it straight, okay? I honestly feel like a lot of people spreading or starting this rumor don't actually know what the word vegan is when it comes to dietary restrictions and more. So, the baseline of vegan is literally all about the animals and animal cruelty and compassion and caring for others and being the voice for the voiceless. It's like empathy. So this is the complete opposite. So this is just like crazy to me. So let's just talk about it for a second. So all I have ever seen and read, and I'm very like familiar with this case, it kind of really hits home for me, and prayers for the victims and their families. And by the way, like, people need to pray for the victims and their souls. Our souls are eternal. And a little pet peeve of mine is like how when people die, they're like, the families, prayers for the families, the families. And like, okay, duh, I totally agree. We should be praying for the families and have compassion for them. But don't forget about the victims. Like, it's not just like they're gone and they're gone. And it's all about the families. Like, the victims' souls are like, man, they were around that house, like, not crossing over in purgatory, like, just replaying what happened over and over again. Like, you can help Jesus save people by praying for them. Like, prayers are powerful, especially if you're a chosen one, if you're with God and righteous. He hears and answers the prayers of his. Like, there's scriptures saying that he doesn't hear the prayers of sinners, or he doesn't, your connection's very weak. Like, I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, so we really need to pray for them because, like, they need prayers. Honestly, more than the families. They got stabbed and hacked to death. Like, yeah, the families, that's so hard, but can you imagine anything harder than being what happened to them? So please continue to pray for the families and the roommates and all of those involved, except for BK. Counterfeit. But don't forget the victims. They need it too. Anyways, back to what I was saying about veganism. So veganism is not eating any flesh, of course, or any animal-derived product. There's like all different caveats of dietary restrictions. Omnivore, herbivore, carnivore, pescatarian, vegetarian, vegan. They're different. So vegan is not eating milk, not eating dairy, cheese, eggs, honey, none of that. It all comes from animals and animal abuse and torture and killing them. And speaking of getting stabbed to death, that's what's happening to the animals. So let's just imagine how that would feel, because it feels the same way for the animals. They watch their families go through it. Like, how can people have so much compassion for this? I just think it's kind of ironic that everyone has so much compassion for victims and souls being stabbed, brutally stabbed to death. But do they? Because then why aren't you vegan? Because you actually pay people to do that for you on your behalf every single day. So maybe we should look into that and go vegan, because getting stabbed to death would suck. and it sucks for the animals just as bad. Anyways, so nowhere am I reading anywhere anything about any other animal-derived product. Nothing about milk, dairy, cheese, eggs, honey. Nothing about that. So that's not veganism. All I see is meat, meat, meat. Okay, that would be vegetarian or pescatarian, even if you eat fish, because that's not considered meat. So, like, that's literally just excluding meat. That's, like, very far from vegan. So that's not vegan right there. And then, to continue, vegans typically don't use products derived from animals because, again, it's all about animal cruelty and animal abuse, and that's the point of veganism. So we don't do wool, we don't do silk, we don't do leather. Yeah, like we don't do fur, obviously, but still just stating it. Okay, sorry. We don't use products that have been tested on animals and cruelty-free and vegan ingredients. You also have to watch those little things like, sorry, it's in like gummy stuff. Gelatin. Yeah, there's more. But anyways. So like, not eating meat is very far from veganism. We also don't buy non-vegan food, even for others. Like, so often I actually want to like buy people food and I want to pay for dinner or like take someone out, and I'm like, I'll take them to a vegan place and like I'll be like, okay, order vegan, or you know, we'll get you some awesome vegan food and then I'd love to get it for you. Sometimes I can't even get people to eat vegan for a free meal. Like, what? Delicious, awesome, great stuff. Anyways, people are weird. So I think honestly this originally came from that whole meat thing, and it's like he has OCD in a lot of other areas and ways, and very controlling, domineering behavior. You know, you'll see this a lot with this type, like psychopaths and narcissists and stuff, because they feel like a lack of control, so they need to have that like over others, or just feeling like they have control over something in their life, whatever. So like he wouldn't even eat off the pots that had meat used on them ever. Like, I understand not cooking with the same thing, obviously, that you cook meat. That's veganism. You know, we don't do that either. Like, that's another thing we check. So when we get vegan food, we just make sure that it's not cooked on the same stuff that's used for other ones. So in a cross-contamination sense, like, yeah, I don't want part of your meat residue and dairy and any of that, of course, mixed in. That's not veganism, but not like all new pots and pans, like never been used for it, because obviously you can wash them and like heat and stuff. So it's not, yeah, it's not like it permanently stays there. Yes, Lily's a very happy, healthy vegan, and she loves the animals and has compassion too. And yeah, she really like loves being vegan. And anyways, so then like a lot of people don't actually know what veganism is. So veganism is strict, you know, I guess, like compared to normal whatever. So I get how people like can think that, you know, but yeah. So then I was reading this article on Newsweek, and it was saying how a forensic psychiatrist was saying that he battled with cannibalistic urges, and I found this very interesting, and I do agree, because he's obviously a psychopath. So basically he had a very addictive personality, and he was obviously very sick and messed up. So he battled heroin addictions for a long time, and he had the OCD and all these problems, and he obviously wanted to kill people, and this does kind of go hand in hand with this type, such as Dahmer. You know, it's like a road. Like, it's not like everyone's all the same, but a lot of things are linked. Demons, like, they have demon friends. It opens portals. Like, they go hand in hand, or keep going down the road, or, you know, cousin. So, like, you want to kill people, and then you want to eat them. And serially, like, you have these urges. Anyways, that's why so yeah, so he was afraid that if he touched or tasted meat, then he wouldn't be able to control it anymore, and he would just, like, kill people and start eating them. So that's why. So as a wrap, that has nothing to do with veganism and everything to do with other mental disorders, like the opposite of veganism, wanting to kill and eat meat, human meat. But that's illegal. Anyways, that is my analysis on the vegan Bryan Kohberger situation. I have a lot more thoughts and analysis on this topic, and I will get back to you. Stay tuned. I love you with the love of Christ. Christ loves you more. Just a friendly reminder, it is the last days. He is one of many. There are people that are defending and supporting him because they relate with him. There are so many people who people thought was the killer because even just in that little network in college town and neighborhood, there are multiple suspects. Obviously, at this point, we all know it's Bryan Kohberger. But I'm saying, like, people who are messed in the head. Demons. Sin allows demons in. Okay? So, there were so many people who really scream and screech, like, just as bad, who were inserting them into the investigation, who were basically trying to, like, idolize and, like, be the killer almost, like, to get people to think that, or, like, people relate with the killer. People want to be the killer. People are sick, and they're among us. They're on the dark web. They're all over. It's way more common than you think, and it's the last days, so it's increasing. The world is wicked right now, and of course, they wear masks. They're in the dark. They're behind fake profiles. They're all around. They're in the communities. They're online. They have communities together, so they feed and fuel each other's. We're in the days of Noah, and it's really time to repent and get right with Jesus Christ. Read the Bible. Listen to it if you have not. Bible basic instructions before leaving Earth. Honestly, like, Christ is at the door, okay? Like, we are very close, but that's a topic for a different day. But I'm just telling you, like, now's not the time to be dating. It's life-threatening, especially if you're a woman and female. Again, it's about demons and psychopaths and life and these horrible things, heinous crimes. The last time I dated someone in these last days, I barely made it out alive. And I can tell you right now, probably like 99% of women in my position would not be alive right now. That is not what the demons, Leviathan, and Satan wanted. They did not want this outcome. It's all due to the glory of Christ. None of my power, all of him. And it's not worth your life. Like, people are so bad, fake, and narcissistic. Domestic violence for women has skyrocketed in the past few years, like higher than it's ever been. It used to be 1 out of 4 women just a few years ago. Now it's 1 out of 3. I actually made a video on this a lot with Gabby Petito, but I didn't release it because it was kind of in the weeds of things, and honestly, when your life's in danger, like, there are more important things and time and place. So I might still even just release it if anyone would watch it or wants to. I can. It's pretty much like done. Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty cool, but obviously that story is like older, but you know, still. Let me know if you want to watch that or something. But like, it really is life-threatening out there, and people are such narcissists. They want to just take everything from you, everything you've ever worked for, your whole future, your whole everything, and use it for their own personal gain as a stepping stone. And then they want to continue on their path and think that they're going to be better off. Very flawed, because obviously they don't understand the basic laws of the universe. Reaping what you sow, the Bible, God, especially if it's a chosen one, child of God. Oh my gosh, touch not my anointed. God is not playing. Whew. God will come for you, and an army of angels, and they are not playing. It will be karma times 10, 100. It might be life-threatening. Anyways, yeah, it's really not the time. Get with God. Stay safe. It's not worth it. Sorry. Not like. But I'm gonna end this video right here. Again, I have a lot more to say, but I haven't really been on YouTube in a while. But maybe I'll get back. Alright, I love you with the love of Christ. God bless you and your families. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, you know, all that good stuff. Alright, thank you. Have a good day. Bye.